Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Today, over 1,000 years ago, the darkness that was prevailing over Sanatan Dharma started being dispelled by the birth of Lord Sri Ramanuj. The Sri Narayan Dham is a few years old today. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Lord Sri Ramanuj is 1,005 years old today. And Vasudeva Ramanuj Das, known as Nirvasen, is 80 years old today. Quite a few birthdays. We welcome Vasen's mom, who came to celebrate the birthday of her son. I think he's with his three favorite ladies today, his daughter, Nadine, and his mom. Vasen, I think you are quite happy today to have your three favorite ladies with you at one Satsang. So I don't know who to discuss, Vasudeva Ramanuj Das or Lord Sri Ramanuj. I'm spoilt for choice. I'm going to start with the oldest, being 1,005 years old, the basis and the substratum of my very soul. The basis and substratum of my very soul. The Sri Narayan Dham is a few years old. We started in 2013, and in 2022 we are known around the world. We are the foremost currently that is preaching Lord Sri Ramanuj's vision from 1,000 years ago. Lord Sri Ramanuj was a spiritual master and he was a social integrator. He preached equality for all, and he instructed respect all, worship your own. These are the instructions of Lord Sri Ramanuj. And he stated this 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years later, the Sri Narayan Dham has put into practice these instructions. The Sri Narayan Dham, on the 5th of May 2019, became the very first Sri Sampradaya ashram on the African continent. And we continue to be the only Sri Sampradaya ashram on the African continent. From here, our teachings are permeating the world. Our teachings are permeating the world. And this is the grace of Lord Sri Ramanuj. For those of you who do not know, if you see the photograph of on my right, Vishwadhar, is that the body of Lord Sri Ramanuj? That photograph on a little table on my right? Yes, you can carry it through. This body is 1,005 years old. It exists today at Sri Rangam in South India 1,005 years later. There is no embalming on this body. The nails still grow. You can take it back. The nails still grow. The hair still grows after 1,005 years old. What would be the significance of a body that lives on after 1,005 years? I lived in close proximity of this body for 6 days in 2018. In Lord Sri Ramanuj's birth town, I don't know if you know how to pronounce it, Vishwadhar, Sri Perambadu, Sri Perambadu. His birthday is celebrated every month, on the 5th of every month. And coincidentally, if you want to call it that, I landed in his birth town on the night of the 4th of that month. I think it was September, not too sure. As I alighted from the taxi, and this is on live video, I took this video out myself so that I can come back and give evidence. Our people like evidence, and I myself has been evidence-based all my life. 1 + 1 must equal to 2. Whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever we criticize, whatever we grace, it must be evidence-based. So as I alighted out of the taxi, there was a shower, and I showed the camera on the floor, at the shower, and at the sky, where there was not a single cloud. Vishwadhar, you must post that video with this discourse. Then the very first thing we did, we walked into that temple which has Lord Sri Ramanuj's live murti. Lord Sri Ramanuj's live murti, not his body. He inserted his life in this murti. And we were stopped at the gates because we were informed a few seconds ago the spiritual Lord Sri Ramanuj has just entered the ashram to sit in his murti. At this point, it is a continuous video, and you'll hear me interrogating that Swami. Okay? And that Swami also confirmed that he cannot understand the raindrops. Can he, Vishwadhar? You understand? So this happened live. I went on live. Everything I do on live. This satsang is on live video as well, so that I cannot edit it. Whatever truth is stated, that truth cannot be edited for me to satisfy a particular aspect or dimension. As I sit here, I give you the absolute truth. And I await for anyone to comment negatively on the truth that I preach. And this is why I do it live. I spent 6 days, and I was looking for a book called the Brahma Sutras. Every Acharya has to realize the Brahma Sutras. And this is, it's also called Vedanta Sutras, and this is the last of, this is the seal in Vedic knowledge. Like in Islam you get the seal of Prophet Muhammad. In Christianity you get the seal of the disciples that were involved with Lord Jesus Christ. And similarly in Judaism there's a seal. In Sanatan Dharma, the Vedanta Sutra is the seal of all knowledge. And every Acharya must realize this knowledge through experiencing spiritually the contents of the Brahma Sutras. And as I was passing the bookstall, the vendor beckoned me and he showed me the Brahma Sutras, and I misunderstood the Brahma Sutras for the Brahma Samhita, and I refused to take or buy that book from him until he convinced me and I realized it was the Brahma Sutras, and that was the last book, and that concluded my Guruship on my end. So I was awarded the Brahma Sutras through the grace of Lord Sri Ramanuj. himself, for he is the most proficient commentator on the Brahma Sutras itself. So this is not a Mickey Mouse satsang. This institution was not opened because I want to collect some money from you. This institution was graced by the Supreme Lord himself, and I am only an insignificant dust particle as an instrument of the Supreme Lord. That amount of miracles that have taken place in my 8 or 9 years, where we have defied medical science in every aspect. In every aspect, would 1 + 1 equal to 2? Which means evidentially, with evidence, where an X-ray was showing cancer, and when the patient went back, there was no cancer. It's just one of the hundreds of miracles that have taken place at this ashram, the Sri Narayan Dham. And these miracles are performed for free. For free. If Guru wants, every morning there can be a queue from the bottom of Varsity Drive. I'm seated here and Dhana can sit here with the money tray and peacock feathers. All right? He'll do the brushing and I'll perform the miracle. Big money. Big. People like to pay. People like to pay. If you say there is a powerful guru and he charges 2,000 rand a time, there'll be a long line, Pastor. But if you say there's a free guru, people are very, very scarce. If you heal people spiritually, they don't like it. But if you cut a fowl on the head of somebody and dance, they love it. You understand? That is the problem the Guru is having 1,000 years later. Premila, 1,000 years later, Guru is suffering with all of these stories. You understand, Pastor? So that is why, Pastor, some people, after all the roosters that were cut on their head, nothing happened, they run to you. Pastor, they run to you and say, hey, when I was there, I cut so many black fowls, I poured so many nips of Smirnoff, nothing happened. But when I came to Pastor and I carried that small black book, my life changed. You understand? Because Pastor streamlined your thought into one channel. When your mind is flickering in 100 channels, you cannot be progressive. When your mind is oscillating from end to end. So it is not a bad thing, Pastor, when Hindus become Christians. It is a positive change in their consciousness. From an oscillating mind, one day Hanuman Baba, one day Ganesha, one day Kali Puja, one day Lord Shiva, one day Narayan. In every of this auspicious time, they reject the former and adopt the present. So in Ram Navami, everybody will say, Lord Ram is the greatest. In Krishna Ashtami, they'll say, Lord Krishna is our greatest. In Shivaratri, they'll say, Lord Shiva is the greatest. Confused minds. Confused minds. And then pastor is waiting there in a corner. Pastor is waiting. You understand? So, there is nothing wrong in becoming a Muslim or Christian if you confused. Remain in Sanatan Dharma if you understand Sanatan Dharma. That is why God invented or created different categories to reach Him, different pathways to reach Him. In Sanatan Dharma, understand Sanatan Dharma. If you don't understand Sanatan Dharma, then go to a religion where you can be focused. You can be focused. Pastor, I take Hemita, I take Jessica, Sita to Christian functions. And you must see how alive they are. I asked Hemita whether she wants me to introduce her to Pastor Roy so that she can become a disciple of his. And she said no, she wants to stick around for a few more years. When you are in that zone, and this is the beauty of Christianity, they are praising the Lord loud. They do not feel ashamed. They concur with the preacher. I don't hear Hemita saying Om, Om, Om every time the Guru says something good. But I heard Hemita saying Amen, Amen when Pastor Roy was preaching. Okay? So that is spirituality. That is spirituality. Spirituality in your consciousness does not know religion. When your soul is blossoming, your consciousness is positive, it does not know religion. It does not know religion. But religion, by a bona fide spiritual teacher of that religion, can take you there. And I've witnessed this in many church gatherings, and I've also witnessed this in many mosques. I went to mosque for 6 months in a row every Friday. And I enjoyed that entire procedure immensely. When I washed my hands, when I washed my feet, when I went and sat, when I turned my head this way, when I turned my head, I enjoyed it. I wanted to be in that consciousness. And I still enjoy it up until today. And we should, like how you go club hopping, Islam allows you mosque hopping. This Friday you can go to that mosque, the next Friday you can go to that mosque, and the other Friday you can go to that mosque. All right? And I used to enjoy the beautiful meat dishes after mosque. And I must have been with about 30 Maulanas. Okay? And this is what is the substratum and teaching of our great Lord Sri Ramanuj. He is alive in my soul. He is alive in my soul, and He has empowered me to reach out to pastor, to reach out to Maulana, to reach out to the rabbis, because it was his substratum 1,000 years ago. And Pastor and I were discussing 2 days ago. There was love flowing like oil from one container to another container. When you pour oil from one container to another container, the oil is the same in both the containers. And our love is the same in both our hearts. You understand? And this is what our mission is now. We have together formed an interfaith committee. And Pastor, with quite a few other pastors, Maulanas, we are going to reach out to the world. We are going to reach out to the world. And we're going to show that there is no difference between me and you. We are one. And that consciousness, Tivashni can check 10 years later, if she has time, because she's going to have quite a few naughty children. All the hell she gave us, her children is going to give her. So in between the hell, 10 years time, Tivashni can go onto the internet and listen to this discourse and see that the world has changed by a handful of diligent preachers. Handful of diligent preachers. If you're a true preacher, we can change this world. And we are. We started, Pastor. We started. The world is already changing and gravitating to this oneness. People want oneness. It's just that there are no leaders to point them in that direction. Gurus are afraid to come out of their comfort zone. If they do, then the followers might get upset. Pastors are also afraid to come out of their comfort zone because maybe that 10% might drop. You understand? Maulanas are also afraid to come out of their comfort zone. A suicide bomber might appear in the mosque. I'm serious. So those of us that have taken this stand, we are not worried about appeasement of our followers. We want to appease the Lord. We want to appease the Lord. So this would be the theme throughout these 22 days. This would be the theme of Lord Sri Ramanuj and the theme of my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. You know, Pastor, I never met my Guru whilst he was alive. I met him 1 year after he left his mortal coil. All that I know today, this Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, I have not been to any formal Gurukul. Everything that I've discussed, and you'll see there's a wealth of knowledge on YouTube, go there. Everything has been distilled down to me by my spiritual master, whom I never met in real life. And this is 1 + 1 that is equal to 2. I was an ordinary businessman minding my own business until my Guru caught hold of me. You understand? So I'm going to stop there and discuss the other famous divine personality called Vasudeva Ramanuj Das. Heart of gold. Cannot harm a fly. All right? Lots of words cannot describe him, and this Guru tell no lies. perfect disciple, perfect son, perfect brother, imperfect lover boy. I hope he has now steadied himself in that department, so he'll be perfect, he'll be a perfect all-rounder. I met him a few years ago, and our relationship was instantaneous and mutual. He had a very huge obstacle course which he gracefully encountered, and I have given him off from the ashram. He is the only disciple of mine that do not ever need to come to ashram his entire life. He has completed his relationship with me spiritually. Okay, and I think that's the first time a guru is stating this in this 5,000 years. Vasen has completed his relationship with his guru. He need not be, he don't have to attend ashram for any merits. He got his certificate. He has got his certificate. Okay? But I don't hope that on all my devotees, otherwise I'll be talking to an empty hall. Alright? So, Vasudeva and I went to India, and Pastor, he was awarded divine eyes. You know, our eyes cannot even see the microbes on our mattress, although there's millions there, you understand. So these are not perfect eyes. So it means that whatever exists, everything cannot be seen. Okay, so you use a microscope and you'll see the microbes. You use a telescope, you'll see things that are far away. And there is another dimension called spirituality, and you need spiritual eyes to see spiritual entities. And Vasen has spiritual eyes, and maybe his romance was broken here and there because he is a pure devotee of Mother Lakshmi. Vasen is a pure devotee of Mother Lakshmi. He had many experiences with Mother Lakshmi long before he met me. Yes, Vasen? Okay. And when we went to India, he saw the life inside the murtis. He saw the life forms inside the murtis. It's a long story. It's all on Facebook. We traversed the length and breadth of where Lord Sri Ram traversed and Lord Sri Krishna traversed. Miracles, that's live on Facebook, which means it cannot be edited, took place in these places, which I do not want to repeat because we need to cut the cake soon for Vasen. Vas, from the Guru side, I wish you, and not only the Guru side, everyone that's present here in the ashram, and not even that, whoever knows you in this world, whoever interacted with you in this world, I'm sure whoever knows it's your birthday today, they are all wishing you well. If Pastor you want to describe a human being, the closest you can get to is Vasen. His humanity is incalculable. No one can calculate his humanity. And a great soul is sitting in my ashram. I think today is the first day I'm giving him all these praises because his two best ladies and his daughter is present here today, and they need to know the truth about Vasudeva, which they know. His mum can also say a million more things. So she has had a great son, he has had a great mum, he has two great sisters. Now he is with Nadine. I hope, Vasen, you make the best of that relationship. And I'm sure everyone here, including Lord Sri Ramanuj, wishes you well. So when you see Vasen not at this satsang, it's not that he is not here. It is the Guru that has told him, go spend all the time that you have with your mom. Alright? Because he has earned it. And I hope you guys as well can take Vasen aside and ask him, what is that special formula you have where your Guru can release you after you have been initiated. Okay? Are there any questions? Any questions? Anyone want to say a few words for Vasen? Vishwadhar? Devasni, get ready.
Jai Shri Narayan, put on the spot here. Vasen, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. It's been a good few years that we've been good friends. I think you've helped me through many tough times and also had good times. And just to answer, I think something that Acharya mentioned, what's that quality? From my side, it's really your humility. And I think in one of the satsangs, Acharya spoke of the bhav, and you definitely have that. I think there's not much that you have to be told. It just comes naturally. And another good quality that I think that we all can learn from you is just your selflessness. It doesn't matter what time of day, whenever you're always available and always have lots to give. And I think we all aspire to be as great disciples as yourself. Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday to my father, and thank you, Dad, for always being there for me whenever I needed you. And I wish you all the best, and thank you for always supporting me. And I love you so much, and thank you for being an awesome father and continuing to do so. Thank you.
Jai Shri Ramanuj. Thank you all for your well wishes on WhatsApp, Facebook, and all the media posts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Acharya ji, for everything that you have done from the time I met you. It hasn't stopped as yet, and I always feel your grace wherever I am. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Shri Ramanuj.
Okay, thank you very much, Vasen. Today Guru going to take off, you going to do the Aarti. Alright?